Hey everybody, Jeff Stone here with another episode of MagicReview.com. A completely unprecedented, never before have we ever done this episode on MagicReview.com. And that is, we're taking three products that are similar in nature and we're going to compare the three. So, first up, now I've already reviewed all three of these in detail. They're all on YouTube and or MagicReviewed.com. They're the, if you're watching this video right as it came out, then those three reviews are the top three on the site right now. If you're reviewing this down the road, obviously there's other stuff that's pushed it down in the queue. But go to MagicReviewed.com and search for Rubik's Cube or something like that, and you'll find these three. All right, so first of all, let's take a quick look at price. All right, really quick. $40, $79.95, $35. All right, this is 3 DVDs, so $79.95 is a reasonable price. I mean, if you divide, so $80 divided by 3, what is that? 26 or $7 each, something like that. So when you consider that this is 40 with one, it's just one DVD, and this is 2 video files, not a DVD, and it's $35. I think they're all, competitively or comparably priced. So next thing, content / effects. Content with Cube 3, it does come with a Rubik's Cube or a Speed Cube. A really good one too, by the way. So it comes with a cube. Now, I don't know which brand cube this is. It wasn't labeled or marked. And Speed Cubes can be, anywhere from, the one I prefer actually happens to be $4. I mean, it's a great cube, and it's only $4. $4. Yeah. And I put a link in each of these reviews separately to that cube if you want to buy that particular one. I don't make any money off of it, but it's just a good cube. But a lot of the Speed Cubes can be $20, $30, $40, $50. So I don't know how expensive this is, but this is a good cube. Comes with Cube 3. Then you get 2 videos. Now, here's the interesting thing. All 3 of these products, so Cube 3, I just dropped the thumb drive on the floor, it's staying there. Cube 3, Cube Effects, Cube 3, and the Cube Plus. All 3 basically use the same general method. And I don't know that I could say much more without exposing what that method is. I think I'm just going to keep my mouth shut any further about that. But all 3 of them use the same concept. In my opinion, the best version of that concept is the Karl Hein version found here on Cube Effects. I think it's the most deceptive looking, and I think it's just the best of the bunch. But they're all good. Any one of these are all good. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to, at the end, have a single recommendation for you. I'm going to leave that up to you. So don't expect me to go, yes, buy this one or over the other. Ain't happening, folks. So, what does each thing come with? The only one that comes with the cube is Cube 3. However, considering the fact that the cubes that you need, that you can get to do this are $4, I don't think that that's really a problem that the other 2 don't come with a cube. For this, I think, if I remember right, everything is all a single cube effect. With this, you'll need at least 3 cubes to do the main routine that's taught in here. However, there are plenty of routines on here that only use a single cube. And again, any Speed Cube will work for that. And so again, you go get that $4 one in your set. This one requires 2 Rubik's Cubes to do the effect, and you absolutely must have 2 to do the effect on here. Whereas on here, yeah, there are plenty of routines that require multiple cubes. There's still plenty of stuff that only requires a single cube. So, single cube, single and multiple cube, only multiple cube, 2 cubes. Pardon me. If you're going to combine this with the cube, without the plus, the other product, which I have not reviewed, you'll need a 3rd cube. So, next, all the stuff on Cube 3 is completely ungimmicked. You just need a speed cube, just a regular old cube. Pretty much everything on here that's also the case. The only exception to that is John George's variation of the Karl Hein routine, and John George's variation actually does require 2 gimmicked cubes. The Enchanted Cube that's put out by Fuller Duelers, or Daryl's website. I don't think it's Fuller Dueler anymore. I think it's just Daryl.net now. But anyway, those you can get those there. I don't know if that's the only place you can get them, but you can certainly get them there. My recommendation, and they also recommend this on here, buy the Enchanted Cube if you're going to go that route. Buy the Enchanted Cube. You're going to need 2 of them from Daryl, and then make your own with a speed cube, which is very easy to do once you know it. But don't make an Enchanted Cube if you don't already own one. You need to make sure that you have the rights to perform it, and in order to do that, you got to buy it from Daryl. So again, what gimmicks are involved? None with Cube 3. Only the Enchanted Cube with if you're going to do the variation by John George. And then last is this one is completely gimmicked. Both cubes are completely gimmicked. Cannot be examined by spectators. They could be after the effect's over, but not beforehand. And so these cannot be handed out before things start, whereas these could, and these can. Now, in the next question is, can the spectator? Yeah, they can handle the cube, but can they mix it? No. Yes, depending on which effect you're doing. This one, spectators can't even handle the cube ever until after you've handed the cube, after you've done the effect, then they could handle it if you wanted. This one, the spectator cannot handle the cube until after you've done the effect, but before the effects are done, they cannot handle it. I mean, they can handle it, but they can't mix it. And letting them handle it would be a little bit risky because they might kind of see what's going on. Whereas in this one, in all cases, they can handle the cube before you do the magic. Even in the case where you're doing using the Enchanted Cube, in all cases they can handle the cube before, and as long as they're not mixing the cube, they can handle it, and they're very unlikely to see what's going on, whereas in the case of this one, you might see what's going on. There's even an effect in here, it's in Karl Hein's basic routine, where the spectator actually, not only do they handle the cube, but they mix the cube up. And there's a couple of different routines where the spectator can mix the cube up, found on this one. This is the only DVD where that is the case. How about content, like volume of content? If I'm going to pick a winner there, hands down, this is the one. This has 3 hours of training on it. 1.5-ish of it is learning to solve the cube. So if you already know how to solve the cube, then that part doesn't really matter that much. It also comes with the 2 PDFs that have all the cheat sheets and the algorithms if you're going to learn the speed cubing method, which is not necessary for anything on here. You don't even need to solve a Rubik's Cube for this. In fact, none of these do need to know how to solve a Rubik's Cube. It's just helpful in case your cube accidentally gets mixed up or whatever. So you learn to solve the Rubik's Cube on here, and then secondly, you get the 4 or 5 effects that Steve Brundage performed, and I think he performed every one of those on Penn & Teller's Fool Us show, and so they're all on there. As I mentioned before, the method is slightly different. The method that's on the ad trailer, and I'm not sure which method he used for the Penn & Teller Fool Us, but the method he used to teach you will allow you to do all those tricks. I just think it's not quite as clean looking, or I wouldn't say clean. I think that there's some advantages to his method that he teaches on here, and that is they're a lot easier. The disadvantage to what's on to him not teaching what's on the trailer is I think the trailer handling or state of the cube looks a little bit better, but the version that he teaches you on here is much easier to do. So the content on here, this one is 3 DVDs, 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're even numbered 1, 2, 3. I didn't realize that. DVD number 3 is an entire section about how to solve the cube, the basic method, the speed method, the advanced method, the speed method, the blind method, the legitimate blind method or behind the back method. Everything you could imagine about solving a cube. This is an excellent resource for that. It also comes with a huge PDF or a bunch of PDFs. I think I merged them all together into one, but it's a bunch of PDFs that have example solves. It has walkthroughs, algorithms, all kinds of stuff. It's full of stuff. Now, again, for any method for solving the cube, again, you don't need to know how to do it for this unless you're going to do one of the routines that actually involves a solve. But that's just one of many ideas on here. You don't have to do that. But if you're going to learn how to solve the cube, just in the event that you accidentally, get your cube scrambled and need to fix it, the method taught on here and on here, they both teach the basic method. This also teaches the advanced method, but any method will do. It doesn't have to be anything fancy because it's something that you're not going to be doing in front of people. Also on here, tons and tons and tons and tons of bonus ideas. Go back to the review for this to see all those. On this one, the content is pretty simple. It's the 2 tricks. And it also shows you how to take the cube apart and put it back together in case it gets mixed. You can't solve it per se if it gets mixed. It's a different kind of cube the way it's set up. And so if it gets mixed up, you have to basically take it apart and put it back together. And they do show you how to do that on there. So that's the content. Let's just see here. Can the audiences handle it? I covered that. Gimmicks. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The techniques are all conceptually the same. The difference is in these. So let's look at it this way. All 3 of these use the same basic technique, which I told you I wasn't going to spill what that was. These 2 combine that special technique. They do some. So let's go to this one. Again, all 3, same basic technique. This one has several effects with the basic technique, plus a couple of ideas that combine the basic technique with the gimmicked cube, if you want to go that route. This one is only gimmicked cubes and the special technique, if that makes any sense. So again, it's kind of like this one has the best of all 3 worlds, except for you can't do the trick that's in here on here. However, there is something similar on here, which is the effect where a borrowed, it can be actually a borrowed shuffled cube, if that's such a thing. And as long as you know how to solve one color, borrowed mixed cube, and they think of a color, and you show the cube on all sides, and it's clearly their color is on all the sides. You place it in their hand, and then snap your fingers, and now just their color is solved. So that's very similar to what's going on to this effect, but this does it without a gimmick cube. So I think that's pretty much all the questions that will probably get answered, or probably get asked. I think that covers everything. So last but not least, I promised I'd be giving away Cube Plus today, and I'm doing it. And so the question is, how shall I do it? And I will just tell you, how's this? Okay, I'm going to post on Facebook a post about this. It'll be in my page, Magic Reviewed. There will be a question on there about Rubik's Cubes on Facebook. Watch for it, and you'll see it'll say giving away, the Cube Plus or whatever. I'll just put that on Facebook. In fact, I'll run that for a few days, and so this will last about a week. How's that? I'll give you guys a week to post and comment on there, and then I'll do a random draw based on the comments I get. So that's the deal. Facebook contest. I'll even send out an email to let people know. Facebook contest to win this. Just head over to facebook.com/magicreviewed, and you'll see the post on there. So, that's a long one, guys. Let's take a look at the random iTunes song of the moment. Oh, here's a good one. The End of the Line by Metallica. Got some metal this week, finally. So most of you probably know I'm a Metallica fan. If you don't, where have you been? This album, Death Magnetic, I really like it because it kind of goes back to their roots a little bit and some of their earlier stuff, and I just really dig it. So anyway, that is the End of the Line by Metallica. Tune in next time where we're doing a big one, Germai's Mind by Luke Germay, and 4 DVDs, 8.5. I couldn't even say it. 8.5 hours of material. We'll be looking at that next time. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you then. Peace out.